We are back with another video. Again, looking a bit different, gone with a Alton style approach today, and Sam's got his towers in red because, as you can tell, well, you can probably tell, so somewhere, oh there it is, right behind me there.
It's somewhere.
Somewhere behind us. We are back at Alton Towers. Yay! Bit of a weird one. This isn't like a full vlog. There are some vlog-like sections in it. But we're actually here for the house and garden tour. So the primary part of this video will be about the house and garden tour, and then we've got a few other bits in between as well, just because there's stuff happening all over the resort, so may as well show you some of that as well. Yeah, obviously we've done the Hex behind the scenes, we've done the Command Track walk. So house and garden was one that we missed last year, but wanted to get on, so thought, why not come down on the hottest day of the year to give it a try. Freestyle, saving our lives, like I said a minute ago. But yeah, let's get started and see where we end up, and take you along for part of the tour as well. But let's go. Freestyle is saving your life today.
Yep.
Nemesis freestyle, saving our life one moment at a time. Over at CBeebies Land, we've got a bit of construction, so obviously due to the removal of Postman Pat, we now have a different entrance, which is the alternative entrance. Get Set Go, I keep forgetting the name of it, has had its track all built up again. If I come over here, actually, you might be able to see some more of that. As you can see, we've got a new, much shorter track section, which isn't going into the tree anymore. Which is a shame, because I quite liked it when it went in the tree. And it's now going to take about a third off the ride, I think. So it's a lot shorter. Obviously, due to that work, we do have the alternative entrance open. And we'll go and see what we can see. But yeah, I know Pat, I believe, is more or less all gone now. And to be fair, I don't think it'll be too long till Get Set Go is going again. Another shot from inside where you can see just how the route has changed. No longer taking a left turn there, it now goes right all the way over here and completing the circuit as normal. As you can see as well from this side, there's construction vehicles and stuff on site, with construction walls now for Postman Pat's parcel post to be replaced by Project Sunshine. Over at Pat on the other side, we've got a very big, very blue wall. As you can see, very big, very blue. To my knowledge, a lot of it's already been removed and work should be continuing again soon on it, but yeah, very big, very blue wall. Do you miss Pat? Let us know, because we definitely do. As you can kind of see, Pat is very much gone. Yeah, very quick work on getting that one removed. It's time for a first. Never done this before. So Andy's Dino Dig. Obviously, very brief clip there that we hadn't done it before, and the show was about to begin, so we thought we'd join in and see how it's like. So for those of you who don't know, Andy's Dino Dig is based on Andy Day, who does a lot of different things on CBeebies. Most specifically, dinosaurs. He loves dinosaurs. It's a TV show about dinosaurs. It's really cool fun. And this attraction kind of taps into that with dinosaur rangers who are looking to create a new exhibit for his dinosaur exhibition. And it's a actor-led experience, so you have actors in there who interact with you. It's like a little interactive show essentially, and I liked it. I thought it was really fun. I love dinosaurs anyway, so it was a big win for me. Do you like it?
I loved it.
It was good fun.
It was hilarious. It was silly in a lot of places, quite educational for the kids, but most importantly, it's bloody hilarious.
It's good fun, honestly. Like I said, interactive elements. There's a bit of a dance in there as well. If you know Andy, you know he loves his raps and stuff and songs. So a lot of fun, and I think it only took like 15 minutes or 20 minutes.
15 minutes most.
Like, you know, and it's good fun. It gets everyone involved. Obviously, yeah, the grown-ups, you know, you can try and stand at the back, but get involved, have fun. Honestly, you'll have a great time. And I thought it was adorable. Would I do it again?
Yeah,
I liked it. It was good fun. And again, the actors in there, we have so much love and respect for the actors at Alton Towers anyway. And in there, oh, they're having a great time, honestly. So, good going Dino Rangers. Loved it. Except me, right, the waterfall's been turned up. They seem a lot more intense today, which is good because it is about 27 degrees. It's a rainy garden tour. to no one's surprise. We've got our little headsets so we can hear what's going on. I've got small ears, so mine's probably going to fall off. But yeah, are you ready for a soggy garden tour?
Oh yes.
It's the return of the soggy vlogs, apparently. It always rains when we do anything, really. I'm surprised we didn't get rain on the performance.
Oh, what, the one that was indoors?
No. I'm surprised we didn't get rain when we did Wickham.
Oh, it was a beautiful day for that one.
Yeah, let's go and explore the gardens and the house. And here we go. said, this has turned into a bit of an everything vlog. As you can see by the side of the towers where Altonville Mine Tours was set up in the last few years, we have still got Altonville Mine Tours parts. A little bit of mining equipment over there, and of course the caravan as well. It was one of those ones that we questioned if we were going to see the mine tours return again this season. The other week there was talk of it being removed, and there was also a skip sort of seen in the area. One thing we do know from House and Garden Tour already is that the attic has been removed from the upper levels of the towers. It's just something we've seen through other people's experiences and from what we've seen online. But as you can see, it looks like we still have Tiny's caravan. Could Tiny's Revenge be back for a third, I believe, and final year? I personally think if it does return, it will be the final year for this attraction. But from what we can see, there's not really anything else that you can see from this angle. See, it's all gated off. But it does look to me like they've removed the sort of finale exit scaffolding sort of construction fences that they had up to guide you out of the attraction. But yeah, I personally think that this attraction will be returning. I'd hope that it does return with some changes or modifications to give it something a little bit different to what it's had in the 2 last years that it's been on for. But I do really enjoy it. Last year I had a really good run on it, so yeah, hopefully Tiny will return. But like I said, I do think if it does return, it will be the last year for Altonville Mine Tours. But what do you think? You know, if you've got any Scarefest speculation, let us know in the comments below. And also, let us know if you like Mine Tours or Tiny's Revenge in this case. Or if you did the original, you know, Legend of the Skin Snatchers, which one do you prefer? Sam, thoughts on Altonville Mine Tours potentially being back?
Well, if the big man's coming back, all I can say is we're going to be set for a lot of fun. For what? How many times has Tiny had his revenge now?
He's been 2 years now. This will be the 3rd year, I believe.
Well, he can only get better with age.
Work continues on the proposed Scare Maze site for Scarefest. Not a lot you can see from this side of the towers. I'm trying to get the other side to see what we can see, if anything. There's obviously a lot of construction materials and various other things. Little like digger over there as well.
Cement mixer too.
Yes, cement mixer. See, between Dark Forest and the towers, this one was the site for Darkest Depths. At the moment, not too sure what it's going to be, but personally I'd say Dark Forest would be a really good idea.
They've got a lot of material there, so whatever it is, it's going to look really cool.
Yeah, and obviously from the House and Garden Tour there, we also saw other parts of the Altonville queue line.
Yep, which it's all there still.
Obviously, attic is fully gone now, as we discovered.
Sadly.
It does make you kind of think, wow, how well they do at putting these scare mazes in, because you wouldn't realise that's the room you were in for the scare mazes.
They did a superb job of making it not impact the actual structure itself.
Yeah, but yeah, attic completely gone.
Yep.
Even like the entrance pre-show areas. But Altonville, as we've just seen, we've seen a bit more, so it might be there. The queue line's pretty much intact.
Come on, Tiny.
Well, I say intact, it's all just in separate sections, but it is kind of there, so to a degree it is there. It's just not set out fully yet, but I think Altonville, one more year. Definitely.
Yeah, come on, Tiny.
On the other side of Dark Forest, we have another view of the construction going ahead through meshy fences. As you can see, the unit that was originally fenced off has now got a bit of a wall being built next to it. Nice little construction wall going on over there. I'm going to assume that's going to be decoration or part of the attraction facade. Obviously, assuming we're correct in thinking that this will be a Scarefest maze. Obviously a lot of rubble there as well. Now, looking at the sign down here, I'd say this looks very Scarefesty to me. So we'll be interested to see how this develops. But like I said before, between Dark Forest and the towers. As we already knew from the Wicker Man track walk, Burial Grounds is still in place by looks. Obviously you can see certain parts. I know part of Gloomy Wood was closed the other day to allow for I believe works to take out again, things to be moved around. That was like the Haunted Hollow side was closed temporarily, but as you can see the cages are still there, the wicker is still there. Pretty much everything that we can see from this side is still there. So I believe that we will be seeing Burial Grounds return again this season. Down this side of Burial Grounds at the entrance, we haven't got much going on. As you can see, it's more or less just the queue line sort of section at the moment. Last year this had like a backwards sort of dogleg kind of formation, as Sam just called it. Not here at the moment, but will probably reappear as we get closer to Scarefest. More from burial grounds. The walkway that kind of went over a bridge is still in place. And again, some more wicker path will lead you up that way. One that we know is coming back incredibly likely unless something dramatic happens is Compound. Still in place from last season. And it was great. Over at Amigos and Trick or Treat Town, the bunting for Trick or Treat Town is up. And I believe we'll be seeing it return more or less unchanged from last year. Still keeping that Haribo sponsorship by the looks of the little gummies on those buntings. And then over to Amigos in the Afterlife, if we actually look over here at the entrance to Trick or Treat Town, come down the steps very carefully. As you can see, you've got a bit of Amigos stored in there. The front of Amigos is all still up, and they've also been testing lights recently as well from what we've heard on the outside. So pretty confident that both of these attractions will be back in the exact same format that they were last year, with more or less no changes. So, thought we'd try one of the new Toxgate slushies, so we could give you our opinion on that. Yeah, we can't. Weirdly enough, they have closed Round Command Coffee already, and it's what? Ride close is at 6 today. Is there not like just past 5?
It's only literally a couple of minutes past 5 and they've already started shutting up shop.
Doors shut and yeah, doors closed and all the screens are off in there, so I guess we're not going to be trying that on this trip.
We'll get some next time.
Yeah, a bit weird, honestly. Never had that happen before, so as you can see there, complete shut up behind us and doors are closed. So yeah, that's a shame, because we would actually have bought a couple of those to carry around with us to try out. You know, very strange to see that, because obviously we've never seen that happen before at Towers. In fact, last time we were here for Scarefest, we were sat in there
having a good chinwag.
Yeah, and it was like past ride close, if I remember correctly. I can't remember, but
it was well past ride closing.
Yeah,
About 4 of us in there having a good chinwag, drying off from the rain.
So alright though, back to the freestyle then, and maybe we'll be able to give you that review in a later video, maybe. No idea. Hope so. Hope so. I got the cup. So we made a flash decision to book a room overnight, as we flash decision last minute to stay. And yeah, I'm in one of the Moon Voyager rooms, and apparently when we checked in, the room should have been taken off sale or something because of how last minute it was in the day. And we managed to literally book it like an hour or so before ride closed, and they turned around saying they had to send cleaning staff to check the room. And yeah, this is the estate that they've left Bear in. He seems a very very happy to be sharing his room tonight, I think is the best way of saying that. It's very, very sweet. I think it's quite funny. It's quite entertaining actually seeing Little Bear in that little position. But yeah, the hotel staff are actually very impressed and surprised that we managed to get booked in here, because apparently it should have been taken off sale, but it wasn't. But the staff, honestly, they were all very lovely down at check-in, and they were brilliant. And to be honest, I'm more surprised and entertained than anything that we managed to book a room last minute. So yeah, if you want to do a last minute booking, it sometimes can happen, but
anything's possible.
Anything's possible. I believe like this was the last room available on site, only room type available on site anyway. So yeah, sorry Mr. Bear, you got friends, but also got a bit of a view. We're actually at the front of the hotel this time. Very different. We don't need to get this one before, so that's very nice, very cool. Literally right next to the main entrance over there. While I'm here, I may as well do a bit of a room tour for Moon Voyager because, yeah, hello. We are in Moon Voyager room. We've stayed in one of these rooms before, I believe. So, yeah, we stayed in this one before another time. I need to do the other one. It's Moon Voyager. Sam's found a busy board of stuff. Found a busy board. Ding, 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 ding. Busy board Sam there. Sam, there you go. Give us the rest of the tour of this bedroom for me while you're here.
Well, we have one bunk bed. We have 2 bunk beds. We've got a TV in the corner too.
There's a TV. There's also another TV up there.
We have a light.
Handy light.
I don't know where that one
There's
goes.
also a main light up there, which we haven't found yet. And space decals. Space decals.
Oh, there's another light.
Another light.
There's a light.
At the end of the tunnel.
We have
Starlight
lights.
Express, I guess. See, not suitable for children under the age of 6. Noted. This ladder. And Sam is pressing buttons apparently. You found.
I found the bathroom.
Tour time.
So come in.
This is your bathroom.
There's a mirror.
I reckon Sam's in the mirror. Hello, Sam.
Yeah, best view you'll get all day.
There's a
And then
door.
we have a nice little shower. More vinyl.
Lots of vinyl. And don't forget our personal creepiest detail in this room is the back of the bathroom door.
Well, at least we go with buddies.
He is watching you. Ooh.
With a classy little top hat.
Yes. But yeah, this is Moon Voyager, and
with every towers, you get a nice little array of tea, coffee, sugars, milks. Really nice biscuits. 10 out of 10.
But yeah, we are in Moon Voyager, so yeah, unexpectedly.
All the theming.
Oh, and all the theming.
All the theming.
It's just theming.
I found another light.
He's found another light. And I've just had a text message to say that our room is ready, by the way. So you know that QR code that we would have needed to get the room just came up.
We're already in the room.
Yeah, very efficient on that one. But as you can see, it is all looking beautiful. So there may be a part 2 to this vlog. Who knows? We'll find out. A little bit later than intended. Turned into a bit of a run around where we're going left, right and centre. And then got to the hotel. As mentioned, we checked in. And then we got outside and ran into more people and spent some time sort of hanging out and just enjoying the hotel. So we're filming this a little bit later. Hi again to everyone that we were talking to in the hotel. Good to see you. I hope you're enjoying the video and hope you had a great time as well. And a lot of them were at the Off the Tracks event today as well. So
Yeah, a lot of them were.
Well done to the Off the Tracks team for a successful event. It sounded like it was a lot of fun. Obviously we missed it due to being on the House and Garden tour, but hopefully we'll make it to do a next one. So yeah, well done for a very, very successful event on that one, and good luck for your future events. So on to the actual House and Garden tour, because we haven't actually spoken about that yet, even though it was like hours ago. So House and Garden tour, what did you think? Let's start with the house section. No, the garden section.
Start with the garden, because that's where we started. So the first part of the tour was very educational, it was jam-packed with information that you wouldn't know unless you go digging around and actually looking at like records, historical and land records. It was, superb. You got to go into a lot of the structures that are outside that you wouldn't be able to on the day-to-day.
The conservatories.
So the conservatories that are now well maintained by the groundskeepers, they were gorgeous, absolutely lovely.
Inside they're very beautiful. And it's a nice change from the rain, because unfortunately it rained during our outdoor section. And the garden section, we had rain pretty much the entire way through. It was one of those days, predicted heat wave, predicted 30 degrees, predicted no rain, and then all of a sudden, thunderstorm warning everywhere in the country. So that made it a bit more challenging as we're walking around with an umbrella and phones and stuff as well. But it was really enjoyable. You know, it is a lot of walking on the garden part of the tour. So if you are not someone who likes walking, you might not want to do this tour. At this point, I'll point out it is a 2-hour walking tour between the house and the gardens. We did have a group in ours that basically, it was like a family with 2 kids, 2 adults. They left within the first 10 minutes because I feel like they didn't really understand what the tour was.
Yeah.
As you saw, you get an earpiece to hear what the lovely man was saying. And there is a lot of walking, and it's not a hands-on kind of tour, you know, it's educational.
You're being led around the gardens to various locations. I believe it's shown in the map, darling, that we were given at the very beginning.
Yep, so what we do have is we have these lovely maps. These were made by the same student, I believe, who made the Hex ones for the Hex behind the scenes. I want to say his name is Jake, but my memory is terrible. If it's not Jake, I will correct that here. but if I open it up, I hope it is. I hope I've got that right now.
I hope so.
Up, we've got all the map of the gardens and all the stuff you can see there. Very detailed map. And of course, Henry Hound is on here as well.
Yep, he's
little Henry Hound.
right there. Look at the little fella.
And then we've got a bit of information on the gardens as well on the other side. There we go. And they've even added a little section on the back here, which I thought was really lovely, to say who your guides were for the tour as well. So in this case we had Stephen and Jess, and they were really great. You know, he was very knowledgeable about what he was talking about, especially in those gardens, very passionate about the gardens and obviously the house as well. But the gardens part was really lovely. I enjoyed it. Lots for us to sort of see, a lot of walking. It did feel a little bit strange doing the walking tour with obviously members of the public just going through the gardens as well, just because they kind of looked at us a bit funny, but I can understand that considering we're all walking around the big mass of people following a man who they can't really hear because he's got a little microphone on. But there was stuff in there that we didn't really know about. Like, there's a very particularly interesting piece of lost history there that you will learn about if you do the tour. And yeah, it's a lot of interesting things to see and a lot of things that you didn't really think about, especially in the gardens, and things you wouldn't really notice. But we were quite lucky that because it was a rainy day, a lot of the fountains and springs were all operating quite well. So we've got some nice sort of things to see there, which you would have seen in the earlier part of the video. So the other half of the tour was the house itself. Now, obviously, as a few of you may remember, is way back when a couple of years ago, you used to be able to walk around the towers for free, no guided tour, and you could just go in at your will and enjoy, explore, and all that good stuff. Obviously, last few years it's been closed, and for good reason. You know, they've closed the towers for heritage reasons, for the heritage that is looking after them, the Heritage Trust. Basically, unfortunately, damage over time, not just sustained in modern time, but also damage sustained over many years of neglect and stuff that's built up, essentially has made it less viable to have people just trapezing through at their own will. You know, especially nowadays, people making graffiti everywhere. I mean, I don't want to be that person, but we've all seen how Toxicators queue line ended up after the first few weeks of operation, a few months, weeks. I know Towers have done a great job at actually restoring that now, you know, covering all over and putting it back to what it should have been. But you think about what happened in that queue line. Do you really want that happening to the rest of the inside of the towers? I mean, when we were on the tour in the house, you could see parts of that graffiti that was left by millennial people. You know, there was a lot of it on certain parts of the staircases, you know, like person loves person or person was here, you know, stuff that you don't want to see.
Two surviving fireplaces in that one room. So,
you know, there's a lot of stuff in there that has been either really well preserved or restored, and the last thing you want to see is that getting damaged. Especially some of the later parts of the tour, like the restored banqueting hall that you would have seen with a big stained glass window. You know, they've got protection on that to keep it safe, but even then, you don't want people getting in there to destroy those things. And I know when the original decision to put the tour on to like allow you access to the house ruffled a lot of feathers in the community, in that kind of area of, oh, but I want to go in there for free like I used to. But when you're in there and when you do this tour, you kind of understand just why they're trying to protect it. And honestly, I'd happily pay again to do another exploration of the towers personally, just because it's so interesting to kind of get in there and see it all. But yeah, I'm actually speaking about the house itself, which was what this section was supposed to be about, and got distracted. What do you think of the house? Your first time in the towers?
My first time going through the towers.
Minus Scarefest.
Well, minus Scarefest, minus, well, the attic. Seeing the towers for what it is, its bare beauty, the restoration work that's been put in, and what the towers now looks like today. I love the towers and it's gorgeous. The view you get from the very top when they take you on the tour you can see for miles around. So I can understand why they're charging you, because it goes back into looking after the towers themselves, more restoration work.
And it allows you to actually see the towers.
It's going to preserve the towers for future generations.
Yeah,
It's gorgeous.
It's a miracle some of it survived, considering some of the stories you hear on the tour.
Oh yeah.
And you know, there's so many things up there and places that you wouldn't know and views that you wouldn't see. But again, that man was so knowledgeable about what he was talking to us about.
He was superb.
So much stuff that he could tell you, history dating back to start of the towers, how it fell into disrepair, and each stage of that as well. It's like, it's really interesting how many stages there were to it falling into its current state.
Well, yeah.
But that's again stuff that he'll talk about on the tour, because we don't want to take away that amazing knowledge that he gave us to give to you, because I defeat the point of this. Another thing as well with the towers is, it's a bit of a weird one for me, but I think what you ended up getting was a bit of a new appreciation for the set design team for Scarefest whilst doing this tour, because we ended up walking through parts of the attic. Well, what was the attic? But obviously the attic has been removed, as you all now know through seeing the tour and also seeing other updates. But you couldn't really tell that what you were in used to be the attic. You know, the only reason we knew where it was we've got our bearings as we left the venue again.
Yep.
But yeah, it's incredible. Like, that's the way they kind of change the venue, but also don't impact the physical venue at all. Like, it's really well done, because they make sure it's all removable and it doesn't damage or touch the original walls.
Yes, because that was their agreement at the time with the heritage.
And of course, we also got a little tiny peek out on the windows to see what was going on with Altonville Mine Tours. Obviously, you did see a little clip at the end of the updates and stuff that we put in, but you could see that the
Tiny's coming back.
Tiny may indeed be coming back. We've got the queue lines pretty much all there, basically. He's like stacked away in the corner with the sheriff box and stuff, and then we saw the caravan as well on the other side.
Yeah.
But obviously, it's not about scare mazes. It's not the point of the tour at all.
No.
But it was cool to kind of see how different the venues looked. Like, obviously inside the towers, it's not stacked to the brim full of like ornate stuff that it used to have.
No.
But the descriptions and the information provided make it so that you can visualize a lot of it quite well. Yeah, the guys, like we said, incredibly knowledgeable and really give you that time to kind of explore. And you know, at the end, they've given us a chance to take as many pictures in the final room as we wanted to. He took a few pictures for us along the way, which was quite nice. And again, you know, with the heat that was going on today, very good with us all in the heat, making sure we're all okay.
Yep.
Even providing us with water as we entered the house, which I thought was really lovely of them. So thank you for considering us in the heat, because it was very, very, very warm and very tiring doing a garden walk in this heat. Because, yeah, it was hot. Obviously it wasn't the driest, but it was hot. And it really was like, yeah, hot.
It was a killer day, but we had a killer good time.
Yeah, and you know, obviously we've checked in today as well, so the video may continue. More on that in a minute. Obviously, house and garden tour, it's £10 a person. There's no annual pass discount on that, but would we recommend it?
Yes.
Yes. I mean, it's such a reasonable price for 2 hours of tour. Obviously, you are taking quite a lot of time out of your day on the park. So obviously, if it is your only visit up to Alton Towers ever, and you're not too sure, then I'd say go for it. But obviously, it depends how much you want to do rides. 2 hours out of your day is a long time out of your day at Towers, obviously. But it is worth it, in my opinion. You know, for the knowledge that you get, for the time that you're taking of the staff, with what you see as well, getting that close-up look and access to things that you wouldn't usually access, I'd say it's worth it in every way.
I would agree with you right there.
So there's so much that you can see. It's really, really cool to kind of do as well. And to be part of a select group that can go up, say that you've been up on the roof of the towers and you've been in the towers recently, is like quite a nice thing as well. And the photo opportunities are just wonderful up there. You know, the views you get, the chance that you can get up there,
it's great to be back up there really, and like we said, you know, if it's going to keep the towers accessible in a format for years to come, then we will continue to support that, because you know, the last thing we want to see is the towers gone for good, or be completely closed off for good because people have destroyed the place. Because I know in the past, like I'm pretty sure when I did my first walkthrough of it many years ago, I'm sure there was rubbish in there and stuff, you know, people weren't looking after it even back then. So it's good to sort of see that they're now really cracking down at heritage. Obviously heritage rules and laws are changing all the time, so they have to kind of keep up to date with that, but I think they're doing a really good job with it.
I believe they are.
And you know, the education that they've got going into it, even down to, you know, the care of creating things like this. Obviously they used to have a lot of maps and booklets about the gardens back and the operations, so it's great to see that kind of thing coming back in the form of a little guidebook like this. You know, keeping that knowledge and love for the gardens going really, because obviously before Alton Towers was a theme park, it was a gardens and home, and people came to visit more so for the gardens at that time as well. So obviously as it's expanded, the gardens have kind of become a smaller thing to the guests, so being able to have a way to have that appreciation for it is just really wonderful to see. And with that, that brings us to the end of the video, potentially. Obviously, like I said, impulse decision to check in overnight. Originally this was not part of the plan at all, but we decided there was a few things that we still wanted to do tomorrow, and you know, nice weather, warm time, thought why not come back out again tomorrow. So obviously, like I said, quick decision to book in again last minute to see what we can get up to tomorrow. I say it might be the end of the video because I don't know if we're going to film stuff tomorrow. I guess it really depends what we get up to. Obviously, based on our conversations earlier, we do want to try and get one of those CoasterCastle slushies tomorrow, because apparently Coffee Command closes really early nowadays. You know, maybe that was really strange. But we saw people walking around from before when we were on our way over, so I don't know if that's been really unlucky with timings. Very strange. But obviously we want to try and do that, so if we do, it'll be probably after this part of the video. We'll probably have to do like a little weird apology and go, we're back. But stuff like that I want to do tomorrow. There's a few bits in Towers Trade and some new items there that I want to go pick up, so it might take you and show you those as well, not too sure. This was originally supposed to be just a house and gardens vlog, but it's kind of turned into a bit of everything. There might even be more Scarefest speculation tomorrow, I don't know yet. You know, Scarefest, it's coming up quick and it's coming up slow at the same time, a bit weird, but it's that time of year where we can start to speculate about Scarefest, so there might be more stuff there. There might even be a full video just on Scarefest as like a extra sit down thing after this entire videos came out. I'm not too sure yet, might do that, don't know, I haven't quite put that far ahead. But yeah, there might be more content to come after this part of the video, but we're gonna stop babbling for now. But yeah, if not, thank you for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.
So, yeah, day 2. Not going to plan really. Did say it'd be an interesting video with a second half potentially, but this is not the second half I was expecting. We've got rain and we've got a lot of rides also unavailable. Toxicator's gone down, 13's gone down due to the weather. We've also lost Spinball due to the weather, and a few other rides are having a bit of time as well. But yeah, summer weekend projected to be nice and sunny. Yay! I really didn't need to refill that freestyle thing this morning, but oh well, it's going to be a bit of a wet one today.
Cater is experiencing a delay that unfortunately cannot be resolved in the foreseeable future and has ceased operation.
So following yesterday's failed attempt at finding one of the CoasterCastle slushies due to Coffee Command being closed, we were then told in the evening at the hotel by another guest that they were also selling them a heat generator chicken, so we found one. Yeah, as you can see, it comes in a really cool cup. It's got a, on the other side, Alton Towers marking there. It's obviously reusable, very well made kind of cup, very nice. Again, the slushie inside is a lime flavoured slushie, and it's Yeah, I mean, it's good. Some people have said it's been a bit weaker in their experiences, but you know, it's got a nice lime flavour to me, and I quite enjoyed it. Thoughts on the slushy?
I like it. They've done everything from theming a cup to making it taste good. Yeah, spot on.
Yeah, and obviously they are £11 pre-discount, but that does include the cup.
That does.
Do you think that is a good price, or do you reckon it's a bit too much?
Well, the cup is really exclusive to park only, so it's not like the standard cups you'll get from, what is it, the Jack Slush, is it?
Slushy Jacks.
Yeah. So you're not paying, say, about £8 for that. You're getting more of a something that you can take home with you, put on the shelf and say, yeah, when I went to my day on Alton Towers, I got that. You're not just getting something that you can go get from a warehouse sale. Yeah, I reckon it's worth it.
And it's also a cup that's not on sale in the shops anywhere yet.
Yeah, I'd call it worth it.
Obviously with it, it's a case of it is what you make of it, and if you want to get one, then get one. I mean, we personally thought it was quite nice. Obviously, hoped it would have been warmer, because obviously yesterday when we were going to get one, it was warm and now it's cold, but still a nice treat.
Oh yeah.